Hello guys, in this video I'll show you how you can install WordPress on your Xampp in localhost, and we will install WordPress, we will set up database, and we will actually run the WordPress website with its default theme as well. So let's get started, and first thing, make sure that your Xampp environment is started. So start your Apache server, as we will need our server, and start your MySQL database. As you know, both of these are needed, and we will need to create a database for this WordPress installation in MySQL. But I will show you how you can do it in a second. And next thing what we do, let's go to wordpress.org, and I will do this all in this video. So this is very easy to install WordPress on Xampp environment, as you will see. So as I will create next, and here we just download WordPress. As you saw, I clicked on it and now it's downloading. And pretty much this is the same what you would do if you would be installing your WordPress website, which you create on local environment, like here in localhost, if you would be installing or setting up it after to your hosting. And I will be creating video how you can create on hosting as well, and I will be using HostGator hosting provider, and will be showing you how you can install your WordPress in there as well, whatever website you have created on your computer. Okay, once we have our WordPress, we could go to our downloads, and let's go to open and go to your downloads directory or folder, and you will see your WordPress installation. But before I start, I will go and make sure that I don't have any WordPress installed in my Xampp. And as you know, all your websites or web applications in Xampp are located in C. If you see it's C, then you go Xampp, and it's in htdocs directory. So in htdocs directory, and here you see I have some WordPress installed. I will just rename it quickly 123, okay, so it doesn't have any conflicts when I will be installing from downloads directory. So now we go back to downloads, and we click on this zipped folder, okay, and it will open me WinRAR, which allows us to unzip, close this, and I will extract all these WordPress files to that htdocs directory. So click on extract to, and then we go to Windows 8 I'm using. You could use any Windows version, it doesn't really matter anyway, it is in C, you see, and then you go into Xampp. You could pretty much write this C Xampp, just double click on it, and htdocs. Just click on htdocs so it's marked, and it means that it will extract all these WordPress files folder into this htdocs directory, and click OK. Okay, and now it will extract all WordPress files, and so we have them in Xampp environment, and we can start working with it. And while it is extracting, we actually could create database for our WordPress site, but let's wait a little bit so I can show you everything step by step. You see that I'm extracting, and I want you to see all process, so you know that we did everything together. So let's close this now off. We don't need this anymore, we don't need this anymore as well, and we don't need this. So we have our WordPress, and we can check it now. We can go open this up, then we go to Windows, you see we are in C, and then we go Xampp, and you see here that we are in C Xampp here on top, and we click in htdocs directory, and we should have WordPress here. And you could rename this whatever name you want. It doesn't really matter, you could rename it at any time after when you want. So I will call this simply WordPress. I will rename the name and WordPress underscore or WordPress dash site. Okay, so you know that this will be our site, and all our WordPress files are now in this WordPress dash site. So click out on it, and here is our directory where is all our WordPress files, and this is it what we need from here. And now let's set up database, because before you install WordPress you need to set up database, because we will need it when we will start installation process. And to do this, you open your browser and go to localhost // and php my admin. Okay, and click enter, and it will open your MySQL database. If you need to log in, you just log in, but I don't have any logins here. I could show you how you can create the user for every database you create with user accounts, but I will not be doing it in this video. So if your thing opens the same way as this, then you are kind of logged into your PHP MyAdmin, and here we can create a database. But if it asks for login, then it would be root for your root user, and you could try to log in without password if you haven't set up any password for your PHP MyAdmin. If you have set up passwords, then use your password to log in into this PHP MyAdmin. Otherwise, click here on databases if you are here and here inside we will create database, and I will call it the same way as I called my website. So WordPress site. Okay, and as you see, it's WordPress site, and click button create, and this will create a database. As you see, it should be somewhere here. WordPress site. As you see, it's here and it's empty, and it's asking me that I want to create any columns and things like that, but we will leave it empty. So we have created for now our database, and let's open it up, and let's go now to localhost. Open up your browser and go to localhost / and now you go to that directory name how you called your folder. As I called my WordPress site, I'm going into WordPress site because localhost root folder is this folder. Where are we now? And here we can create as many applications as we want, and those applications are pretty much websites. And here we have created this WordPress site. So we go localhost / WordPress site. Okay, and then click enter, and this will lead you to WordPress installation page. And first thing we need to do is to set up language for our site. You could choose any language, whatever language you are using. I will just choose English UK and click continue once you have selected your language. And now it just gives you a message that you will need to prepare database, create, and we have done it already. And pretty much we needed to create a database. As you see, we have database name, and as you remember, we created database name with the same name as our website. And then let's click let's go, this button. And here database name. And as you remember, we created WordPress site, our database. And username usually is root. Okay, and password, I don't have password, but like I said, you could create a user for your particular database and password for it, but as I don't have username, I have username always default, or root is default username for systems kind of. And so I specify here user as root, and I will not be entering any passwords as I don't have passwords there, so I delete it. And database host is localhost, and it is always localhost. In 99% it is localhost unless you are hosting your database on some other server from your application. For example, if you are hosting your database somewhere else, but your application is hosted on another server or hosting, and you are just getting data from that database, then in that scenario you would use here another IP address where that server of your database is located. But normally, if your application and your server is on the same host or hosting, you use here localhost. And table prefix we leave VP _. This is required, and click submit button. And says, alright sunshine, you have made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. If you are ready, time now to run the install. Click run the install. This means that we have created database, and we can make sure it by going back to our localhost php myadmin and just click on this WordPress site, and you will see all tables will appear. WordPress site, just a second. It said that we have created the database, so this means that we haven't still created the database, but it has connected to our database server, and it recognizes that we have that database in place. So now let's give a site title, and this pretty much means that you will give here title of your site. You can call your site whatever you want. I could call it my site, I could call it whatever. You could you will be able to change this at any time in your WordPress administration. So for now I will call it the same way. So I will call WordPress dash site. Okay, and you can call it however you want, like I said. Username, this will be username for your login, and I will add username, let's say Martin at I don't want complicated username, I might forget, so I will add it Bugatti or something, 1 2 3 4 5, whatever. And for password you could add some password. If you would be adding this for production, this website, you would want to add this complicated password, but as I will be developing it locally, I don't really see a threat, and I will add some easy password to use, Bugatti 1 2 3 4 5, the same as username, doesn't really matter. And here you simply say confirm password, confirm use of weak password. So I will confirm because I am using really weak password. So let's go next, and your email address, martinwebdeveloper@gmail.com. Okay, this is my email address. And since search engine visibility, discourage search engines from indexing this site, I will not be clicking it because I always prefer search engines indexing my site, whatever I am developing it in local or on production server. And once all these details are filled out, just click install WordPress. Okay. And now let's wait a little bit while it's installing on our server. Just a second, guys. I'm doing as usually everything with you, so you can see exactly how things, if they break somewhere, so you see where they break and how I fix them, or how I go around fixing things. That's why I'm doing everything live like. WordPress has been installed. Thank you and enjoy. And before we click login, now let's go back to our localhost. I just want to show you where is your database actually. And now if you click WordPress site, you will see a lot of tables will appear here. Actually 12 tables appeared, and these are tables for your WordPress, and these have been installed from MySQL scripts which are pre-written in WordPress, and you have this database WordPress site, and all your data from your site will be stored here in this WordPress site database and in these 12 tables. There might be adding more tables once you install more modules or something on your WordPress or install another themes. It could add more tables, but for now I just want you to know that all your tables from now for this particular installation will be here in this whatever you called your database WordPress site, and here are default WordPress empty WordPress installations tables. And now let's go back and click log in, and you will use that username. As you remember, I created Bugatti 1 2 3 4 5, and for password as well I created Bugatti 1 2 3 4 5. And remember me, yes, remember me, and click login. Okay. Just a sec, and we are logged in. Save. And now to open your WordPress site, what I usually do, I always leave this WordPress administration area opened. I just go here on WordPress site, right click in and open link in new tab. So this will open me my website how it looks for users. And here you go, guys. This is how you install and set up WordPress on Xampp environment, and now you can start working in localhost with your WordPress site. And as you remember, I called my site WordPress site. And now if you want to access it, you go localhost WordPress-site and you will be able to access it. If you log out, you will be prompted to log in again with those details which you actually provided. And yes, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and leave a comments below if you have any questions, and see you in next videos.